Greetings, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to one and to all. My goodness, it seems like eons since I've been live. Let me go ahead and address those that have come in. Yes, Nomads, Jen Max, and my singer, Twin B. How are you? Thank you to everyone that has sent well wishes while I've been down. I'm feeling better, still a little bit weak, but I'm getting there. Yes, happy Tuesday. And for some of you, perhaps you, twin, it may be hump day, Wednesday. I do not plan to be on here long, but I wanted to discuss, and I'm going to have to schedule a more in-depth live in reference to this. There's a link there for anyone that may peruse and see this particular title. You're welcome to come up if you like. Um, but it's in reference to this particular space that I'm in and others. Many people or content creators have been speaking on a very sensitive topic in reference to a content creator that has been accused of what is in the title, and I'll just say grape. Now, in the American justice system, we are innocent until proven guilty, even though it appears this individual is guilty. That individual will have their day in court. But what I wanted to bring to the attention of many people, and give me one moment. Again, thank you to those that are coming in. Please be sure to hit the like button and share if you would like. Give me one moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So, you see the sensitive content and trigger warning banner that I placed up. I've also earlier placed fair use under copyright section 107 of the Copyright Act, and most definitely viewer discretion. And I'll bring it back down to the thumbnail. And it says, Maryland laws allow a convicted rapist to attend school. And you'll see a question mark. The reason why I put that question mark is because I would think, and I could be wrong, that many people would raise an eyebrow to see that. Now, I implore you, as I always have before I left, to conduct your own independent, thorough, and meticulous research. But you may go to WBFF Fox 45, which covers the entire story. Now, in January of 2024, and see, this is just a little bit different because this is dealing with a juvenile, but as it pertains to YouTube, this is an adult. It still has the same stain. And let me capture this comment really quickly. Hey there, Black Edits. I'm not even going to ask you to come up, but welcome. And I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about as far as all of the conversation about a particular content creator who has been accused of rape and assault. Many of us have heard that. Now, as I was mentioning, in January of 2024, Chris Papst, P-A-P-S, Chris Papst of, and I want you to all pay very close attention to what it is I'm about to say, of Project Baltimore. Again, Chris Papst in January of 2024 of Project Baltimore reported that Maryland, that's the operative word here, ladies and gentlemen, Maryland law allows a convicted rapist to attend a Baltimore high school without the student or family being told. Let me repeat that. Maryland law, and this is from Project Baltimore. Maryland law allows a convicted rapist to attend a Baltimore high school without, we all know what that means, being devoid of being provided pertinent information such as this, without the student or family being told. Basically, being in the dark. The photo that you see is the actual parent who is being shown as a silhouette to protect the child. Again, that's the parent that is shown in a silhouette to protect the child. Yes, oh no, Denmax and Black Edits, it's very wild, unbelievable, unfathomable. The Grape-Ist was accused of second-degree rape in Harford County in the year of 2022. Now, keep in mind, this individual, the Grape-Ist, is a student, and that's where there is a slight paradigm shift. The student entered a plea and allowed back in the school because the student is a juvenile. And under state law, a juvenile offender is not on the registry and cannot be removed from the school unless there is an imminent threat to harm the health and safety of other students and staff. Again, this was in January 2024. The particular incident many people are speaking about occurred allegedly in the latter part of 2023. And what I'm going to say is not going to be popular. I'm not here to be popular. And a lot of people, because of who we like and who we don't like, are dancing around a couple of issues. One, who brought this deviant to the YouTube streets, or who, what individual or individuals introduced that individual to many people. How many people welcomed that individual? Many, many, many times. And knowing the behavior and patterns of some people, it's hard for me to believe that some information wasn't already known. I could be wrong, highly unlikely, but I could be wrong. We've heard, many of us at least, the vile, vulgar language, and many of us use it from time to time. But this was a little bit, in my opinion, different because it always, for the most part, spoke on women. It had connotations and undertones of possible violence, demeaning women. And even with that, some women still allowed it and accepted it. Some, after a point in time, walked away. Now, my question, which is in my description box, is if you know, hey there, Carl Belton, how are you? If you know that someone is sick and may be addicted to substance abuse and may have the propensity to cause harm to women, and you talk about your profession, which is an admirable profession, anything under the medical umbrella is absolutely an admirable profession. But at the same time, don't you think you, since you chastise and critique so many other people, was it or was it not? Or could it be deemed your responsibility to speak to that person and perhaps get them the help that they needed instead of trying to launch an OnlyFans that fell apart faster than that surfboard that you stand on and would break apart in pieces like toothpicks? Could your enticing with the words that you used and a little peeky poo of some skin, could that, and I'm not saying that it did, but could those things, those behaviors, if you're dealing with a deviant, and I have no proof that this individual is, but if he was, do you not think in that head of yours that you may possibly have added to some of the things that came out of his mouth? I am not pointing fingers at anyone, and I want to be clear with that. But at the same time, sometimes we must take accountability. I mean, you sit there and talk about or have spoken about someone being dangled over a balcony, which I have yet to see any aerial footage, any still footage, not one single photo. But there's numerous video and audio of both of you having conversations, adult conversations. And God only knows what, if any, conversations behind those scenes. Hey there, Miss Eve. How are you? The link is there if you have anything you would like to say. I'm not going to be on here long, but this, and I don't know if you heard what I said earlier. You may have to catch the replay, but in 2024, Project Baltimore stated that Maryland law allowed, even though it's a juvenile, a convicted Grape-Ist to attend a Baltimore high school without the student or family being told. Let me get these comments. And Carl is saying, I'm laughing at people bullcrap, doe eyes. Know why I'm laughing? Oh, yes. And Black Edit says, the signs were always there with his behavior. And again, there are many people suffering with a lot of addictions. And please do not think that I'm saying that this individual should not get what he deserves, because that is not what I'm saying at all. But if we could sit there and talk about other people because you're angry about a damn wrench. And in my opinion, you did that on your own because you're a narcissist and everything has to be about you. For the last 3 years, everything was about you. And if my spidey senses are correct, I tend to believe a lot of this was by design. Look at the division. Look at the division. There is no way that someone I adored so much and volunteered, might I add, to be clerk typist 2 for Mr. Brown. All of a sudden, he's the worst thing. Now, I'm no longer, thanks to you and some other things that happened, but I am not going to say anything negative because I owe, to be honest, and I've said this before, getting out of my depression to him years ago. And this is when many people were there and we were laughing and it was just a good time. And not to mention his taking time out of his schedule, like many others, to get involved with my lupus fundraiser, which was a couple of years ago. And it's mighty funny how each and every one of those individuals we no longer speak. It's unfortunate. Sometimes I believe if certain people were kept out so others can have a real conversation without being interrupted and without the insults being hurled, maybe, just maybe, some relationships could be salvaged. That's my hope. Will it ever happen? I don't know. Hey, yes, nomads. How are you? And again, thank you so much for keeping things going while I was down. Hey there, we unlocked. Yes, I'm finally coming back on here. Everything is fine. I'm just talking about a situation and how certain people can throw rocks and hide their hands. You know, sometimes when you go out looking for mess, it's going to find its way back to you. And I'm going to let certain people know you're not out the woods. Be clear on that. Because just because you hit a delete key or you get a new phone or a new phone number, and I can tell you this because I know, and I have always said, unless I am not sure about something, I am not going to speak on it. Do you know how quickly things can be swept off of any device? Even those that think that they're that swift, there's always someone out there that's a little bit smarter. And let's not talk about Cash Apps and Zells and PayPals. There's several of you linked up together. And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. That Dulo twist isn't gone. It's not gone. Watch behavior. Listen to how many people put particular people's names in each and every lie. Now, there are some, don't get me wrong, who are truly devoted, but trust and believe not each and every one has your best interest at heart. Be mindful of people who has a pattern, or some would say a pattern, of suing people. That's a red flag. People who have a pattern of calling organizations, family members, stirring the pot, and you've got mess going on in your own home. What about the victims? What about the victims? Their lives will never be the same. Now, I know many of you remember or should remember the brother or bro polite. If memory serves me correctly, during those proceedings, I don't believe that individual, and as I said, I could be wrong, and I'm known to be wrong at times. I don't believe that individual was identified. So we have to be extremely, extremely careful when we're speaking on these cases, because we don't know. I mean, some of us may, that's gone through with it, how these young people deal with trauma. And I would think that one who has said over and over and over and over and over again ad nauseum that they were a victim of SA in the military. There's no more, or there's not the same amount of energy and outrage as it is about being removed from having a rent on vacation because their son was in the audience. I'm sorry, but to me, and I don't mean to sound cruel, but that sounds absolutely ridiculous. And if I put a lot of thought into it, was that the power you've never had? A wrench to say so? Power in the hands of some people can be extremely dangerous. Manipulation, knowing how to detect weak individuals and lure them in. And just as they're letting their guards down, in goes the dagger. In goes the dagger. I'm getting there, yes, nomads. My voice isn't there all the way, but I'm getting there. Thank you so much, and I hope you're doing well. Everyone speaking on this particular case, have you reached out to the victims, to their parents? Is there a GoFundMe? Have you reached out to victims advocacy? There are plenty of them in the Maryland region. Until this cycle is stopped, it's going to continue, and we are going to have less and less, in my opinion, laws that protect our young people. Again, you can find the story on WBFF Fox 45, which is in Baltimore, Maryland. And the individual's name is Chris Pax, P as in Paul, A as in Apple, P as in Paul, S as in Sam, of Project Baltimore, who reported again that Maryland law allows a convicted rapist to attend a Baltimore high school without the student or family being told. Now, keep in mind, as I said, the caveat to this is this rapist was a juvenile, whereas the particular content creator is an adult. And I may also caution you, not every case is a slam dunk like many people believe. Trust me. I've seen and done some work for some lawyers who had their attaché cases going into court, already made dinner reservations just to lose on a technicality. So, again, if these allegations are true, and it appears that they may be, then yes, justice for these girls absolutely needs to be served. And that's it for now. Thank you for tuning in.